I know that your 20s may be feeling like a roller coaster right now, but you know what? This is the moment that you'll be trying to figure out yourself, what you want, where you want to go, and life in general. So now that I've turned 30, I was just reflecting on some of the biggest lessons that I learned in my life. I think that's will help you. So hi, my name is Cynthia. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I share lifestyle videos and lessons that I learned in my life as a mom, wife, and a psychology graduate. Hope you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Friendships, this is going to be my starting point. One lesson that I learned in the thing that you also have to know is that friendships evolve. Not every one person that you started your life with, be it in primary school, high school, or in college, who is going to stay up until now or up until you're 30. You have to be mindful of that. There is growth which comes with friendships, and you have to embrace it. Those who stay, you have to keep them close, and those who leave, just release them with grace. I was that one person who would refer to everyone as a friend. In my 30s, I learned that I have to differentiate friendships and categorize people. They are acquaintances, they are churchmates, they are colleagues, and they are those people that you call your friends. Lesson number 2, healing takes time. As you're in your 20s, that transition from being a teenager and getting into your 20s, especially your early 20s, there are a lot of mistakes that you would do, but you should learn to forgive yourself as you go. If you have made a mistake in terms of relationships, in terms of choosing a career and everything, embrace that mistake and forgive yourself. There were times I would seek people's approval. Yes, it's very common in your 20s to seek people's approval, to think what people think about you. But you know what? I'm not saying that you should be carefree, no, but you should value yourself first. How does this make you feel? What are you benefiting from this kind of relationship? What are you benefiting from this advice that you're being given? Yes, you should value yourself first. Let's get to number 4, finances. Honestly, I wish I had known how to value finances earlier. I wish I had known how to value my money in my 20s as I started earning in my 20s, but I should have learned how to save. I would just live from paycheck to paycheck and not even leave a cent, not thinking about tomorrow. Learn to take responsibility and saving, because it will save you later on in your life. You would need those savings. So trust me, this is a very important aspect of your life in your 20s. Start saving money, and you think you're 20 something old self when you're older. Lesson number 5, I'm going to talk about the most controversial topic ever, but this is according to my own view and my own perspective. If you're going to choose to get married in your 20s, girl or guy, you have to brace yourself. This is not a movie. Marriage is not like how it's portrayed in movies. This is real life, and you face real life situations. And one thing about marriage, it doesn't segregate to say that, oh, you married young and you married maybe in your 30s, and the problems that you encounter, maybe if you married young, they are different than those who got married older. But no, the problems come as they are. The problems that your mom is encountering in your marriage, they might be the same problems that you start encountering as soon as you get married in your 20s, as early as 23, 21, or 25. Personally, I got married at 25. Yeah, an ideal age maybe to start to think about marriage. But one thing you have to know is it's beautiful, yes, but you have to be intentional about marriage, especially if you marry in your 20s. You have to fully commit and tell yourself that playtime is over, because your 20s are simply the years of experimenting and play. But once you decide to get into marriage, you know that marriage is a commitment, it's a lifetime thing. So you don't afford to make a mistake especially on marriage. So you have to be very, very careful. Take your time on deciding on your partner and make it right. And on that note, you have to know that marriage is not just about feelings, but it's a day-to-day thing. So you don't just wake up and decide that you don't want to be married anymore, and there will be a lot of repercussions. This will lead us to our next lesson that I learned. Now that you're married and you have a child, yeah, you are now a mom, you're in your 20s. Not so long ago, you were a teenager, you were a child yourself. So you're now in between being a child yourself and now you're getting into adulthood. Now you have to be responsible for another human being. I tell you that motherhood is something that's so fulfilling, but it takes great courage and commitment for you to be a mom. You have to be selfless, you have to be ready to give yourself out there for someone, lay yourself down for your child. So, being married and being a mother in your 20s, you have to put an extra effort because now you have to balance yourself, finding your feet, and committing to marriage, and also standing in as a mom for someone. Motherhood comes with this level of resilience, and it taught me personally, it taught me to be patient. I was that one person who was so impatient and I just wanted everything to go quickly on the go, but motherhood taught me that I have sometimes to wait for things to happen and nature to take its course. Let's move on to lesson 7. It's okay to change a path. I used to think that life would be this one straight line. I get in college, you graduate, you get a job, your dream career, and then you start earning your money and all those sort of things that you think. But one thing that I got a shock of my life that life is not linear. It has its ups and downs. So embrace each and every corner as it comes. If there's a detour, you have to take that detour and embrace it as you move towards your goal. In career paths, personally, I did psychology and I'm a psychology graduate. But did I start practicing after college? No. Now I'm 30, I'm not yet practicing. Right now, I'm doing something and I'm finding comfort and fulfillment at the point that I am. I embraced the moment that, in this world that we're living in, there are no jobs. So I have to run with what's on the ground. It's okay to change direction, refocus, regroup, reprogram your mind. If you see that, this career that I chose is not working for me, I don't think this is taking me somewhere, or you feel stagnant, don't be scared to open another door. If the door that's in front of you is closed, don't be scared to take the window as an emergency exit. Use it. Take that opportunity. You never know. At the end of the day, you are focusing on the bigger picture, which is success. Now let's move on to lesson number 8. Health is wealth. If I tell you this, before you know it, personally, I was that person who grew up very lean. I was never a fit kid. I was this small body in my all growing up. Then now when I was in my 20s, then I got married, I started gaining this weight. After giving birth, you gain so much weight. But I didn't have the culture of exercising, even eating healthy. But it caught up with me, especially after childbirth. You realize how important it is to take care of your health. This is the only body that you're going to have for the rest of your life. So take care of it nicely and gracefully. Start exercising, drink a lot of water, and eat healthy in your 20s, so that when you get in your 30s and the hormones start playing games with you, you'll be ready. At least your body will be prepared. When you start giving birth, your body will be prepared, and it won't take time for you to get back to your feet. Lesson number 9, let's talk about faith. Faith is that one thing that keeps you grounded. What do you believe in? I'm a Christian. I was born a Christian. I was growing up. Sometimes I was being forced to go to church, to worship God, to read the Word of God. But in your 20s, you've got a lot of time in your hands. That's the time you have to commit yourself to God, create a good relationship with God. You have to pray, start praying, grow the culture of praying every time and again. Because you know what? Most of the times in your 20s, you are single, you don't have a child, you're just focusing in, relations with your friends and maybe progressing your career or your school, and you have a lot of time. Imagine now you are married, you have a child to take care of. Before you even know it, the day is finished and you don't even have a time that you've sat down to read the Word of God and to pray. So now is the time for you to create a base of your faith, to create a base to worship God, to read the Word of God. Because this Word of God, this relationship, it will makes you stay grounded. Even if any wave comes from your friends, from anywhere, you are not easily shaken because you are grounded in the Word of God. Last but not least of these lessons, time is very precious. When the moment you hit your 20 and you're saying goodbye to teenagers and you're like, wow, I've got lots of time until I reach 30, 20. But before you know it, your 20s will be over. I remember, like the last time that I really remember, like my life, all the events, I was turning 21. I remember having this party, giving the key and saying, you know what, this is not the key to your life, you are free, and all the curfews will be dropped down a bit, and you'll be super, super excited to say, finally, I've gotten my freedom. But now I do not even know where time went. Years were moving so fast. Time was moving so fast. So you don't have the time that you think that you have. You have to use each and every inch of it wisely. Do something productive. Get a hobby. Read books. Get a skill. Whether you are pursuing a degree, maybe like when you're doing psychology, you're doing anything else, but do a skill. Something that you can do with your own hands. When the rainy days come, you are not employed, you don't have a job, you can use your skill to earn some money for you. So don't waste any time that you have. This is also the right time to create valuable connections. So looking back in my 20s, they were far, far from perfections. I made a lot of mistakes and I picked myself up. I restarted a lot of times. There were times I was like, I wrote goals and they didn't come out well, and I had to restart over and over and over again. So this is like a ground for training. It's like a training session for life. So embrace your 20s. Make use of each and every time that you have to train for real life, for the life that is ahead of you. Don't be scared to leave down those relationships or those friendships which are not benefiting you. Don't be scared. Don't be a people pleaser. So value your self-worth. Yes. Be ready for commitment if you think about marriage. So tell some of these lessons speak to you. And now if you're in your 30s like me, don't mind, drop down below the comments on which are the lessons that you learned in your 20s, the things that you wish you knew before you reached 30. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. Leave a comment down below of what you think and what you look forward to this channel. Bye.